Hello, and welcome to the Monday edition of the Nerd Connection Book Club. So if you couldn't tell from the intro, this week's theme is books. So we're going to be talking about our favorite books and books we own and just books in general. I don't even really know. So let's just get to showing you some books. Okay, so I'm just going to show you guys a couple of my favorite books that I recommend, stuff like that. So one book is Impulse by Ellen Hopkins. I really like this book. If you haven't ever read any of her books, they're like poetry kind of style. Very few words on a page, but gets our meaning across, so I really like this one. I've read it like 5 or 6 times, which I don't reread books all that often, especially really close together. I'm not one of those people who can just read a book and then pick it up the day after you finish it and just read it again. I have to wait a couple months at least until I read it again. I only read the Harry Potter series once a year or else I just get bored, and when I reread it, I rediscover things that I had forgotten or I notice new things. So I'm rereading Harry Potter right now before the new movie premiere. I just decided to start with number 3 because I didn't feel like reading the first 2. They're not my favorite, and 3's probably one of my favorites. 3 all the way through 7 I really, really enjoy, so. One author I really enjoy is Stephen King, so I have a bunch of his short story collections, which I haven't finished yet because they're really thick, and they're just too depressing to read for long spans of time. And then I got this at Goodwill the other day. It's $2. So along with also reading Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban right now, I'm also reading, as I showed last time, The Internet is a Playground. It's a good book. It's really funny. It's about David Thorne. He's the world's biggest internet troll, and he is hilarious. I just sat outside yesterday in the sunshine, which was amazing. I love sunshine. We don't get enough in Washington. And I just sat out there for 2 hours just reading books and listening to music. It's fun. I'm also reading the first book in the Dresden Files. So this is the graphic novel because I had the normal one, but I checked it out at my school library, and I had to turn it back in because or else I couldn't get my yearbook because they want all library books back like 2 weeks before school ends. And I get out of school on June 22nd. I'm super excited. Another book that I've read a whole bunch of times is Maximum Ride. It's a really good book. You can tell that I've read it a lot because it's like taped together and completely falling apart, and I highlighted a couple things in it because, this is my copy. So, I haven't gotten past the 3rd book in the series because also when I read series, if I read the same series for too long, I start to get bored with it. So I just leave it, and then I leave it so long that I forget what happens. So I'm going to try and reread through this entire series this summer because they're really good. Also, if you haven't heard about this one, it's about kids who are genetically altered and have wings and special powers. It's pretty cool. The chapters are like 2 pages long, so if you just want to, bang out a chapter really quickly, you can do it in like a minute and a half or less. Now getting into more favorite authors with their books, so I love Maureen Johnson, and especially 13 Little Blue Envelopes. I'm waiting for the sequel to this book to come in at the library. I'm on hold. I'm behind like 10 people, so I'm just waiting for that. But there's one book that I don't like of hers, The Bermuda's Triangle. Nothing really happened. It was really boring. I don't understand what the point of it was. There was not really a central plot. It's about 3 best friends and not much else, really. No, not a good book. I do not recommend this book. Sorry if any of you guys like it, but I personally don't. Another thing that I got at Comic-Con, I got to meet Wil Wheaton. I love Wil Wheaton. He played Wesley Crusher on Star Trek in the Next Generation towards the first, 5 seasons or something. I haven't watched that much of it, but he has a blog, and he's been on a couple other shows, made guest appearances on Big Bang Theory, and so I got to listen to him talk at Comic-Con. He was really interesting, and then I bought one of his books, and he signed it for me, and we got to talk to him. And then for my birthday, one of my friends bought me another one of his books, and when you order a book off of his website, his publisher sends it to him, and he signs it for you. So, 2 signed Wil Wheaton books. I highly recommend them. They're just short stories about his life, his very, very geeky life, so they're all very fun. So, yeah, I'm really excited to hear what you guys have to say as far as books you recommend, because I'm compiling my summer reading list right now, because I'm going camping a lot this summer, so that's many hours of just hanging around, doing nothing, and I love to read, so I need more books that I can read this summer, because I don't have all that many right now, other than rereading the Harry Potter series, reading more of the Dresden Files, which I really recommend, because so far even the first one is really good, and I've heard the rest are even better. Okay, so I think that's just about it, so yeah, hopefully I didn't leave out any good books. If I did, I will, post them in the doobly-doo, and I'll also post the link to Wil Wheaton's blog in the doobly-doo, because that's where he puts a lot of his stories and stuff, so I highly recommend you check him out. And Faith, I will see you tomorrow.